Sup, Nerdmigos? I'm the Jive Talking Nerd, John Norgrove. We've got Wife here. We're here for another Star Trek Thursday. It's not Thursday.
Well, it's not Thursday for us, but it's Thursday for you.
Well, it's not. Whatever.
Maybe.
We'll see what happens.
Maybe you're not watching this on Thursday. You
Anywho.
should be, though.
So we've been watching more Voyager. We're still on the Voyager kick. And we just watched a particularly feisty episode, so we decided to do that. So, we are talking about Voyager Season 2, Episode 7, Parturition. Let me give you the definition of that word first, because I've never seen this word before.
Me neither.
Okay, parturition, which I'm even looking at the...
Parturition, yeah.
Parturition is the action of giving birth to young... Okay, giving birth to young.
Comma, childbirth.
Well,
Wow.
advanced, comma, childbirth.
I have never heard that word before.
Yeah. Also, that would be like
Interesting.
a better name for a better episode, because they really don't give birth to a child so much as find an egg sac on an alien planet.
I mean, the egg went through parturition.
Would you call an egg cracking open birth?
I mean, yeah.
I don't know. I never thought about it that way. Anywho, this is an episode of Voyager where Tom Paris is teaching Kes how to fly a shuttle. We're gonna go quick plot summary. Hey, if you haven't seen this episode before, it's on Netflix, it's on CBS All Access. Get your fucking life together. Don't forget to
Go
like
watch
this video,
it.
comment
This
below,
is, we're not doing
share, subscribe,
we're doing
do all that kind of
spoilers
stuff.
for a
Just
20-year-old.
Yeah, fucking get your fucking
thing.
shit together. Okay, so.
More than 20.
Yeah, so Paris is teaching Kes how to shuttlecraft, and then they're having a good old time, and Neelix shadily in a corner is just like, they seem to be having a good time. And so Neelix sees Paris doing some shit, kind of throws some spaghetti at him, like none of your shit. They get in a fight. Come to find out, the captain also wants to talk to them, so they end up not having the opportunity to change clothing and present in front of the captain all
Spaghettified.
all spaghetti and whatnot. The captain is basically like, hey, we found this place, it might got some plants on it, but it's got like some fucked up atmosphere shit. Paris, you're the best pilot. Neelix, you know the most about plants out here. So, because we're not from around here. So you guys gotta team up. And they're both like, maybe we don't do that. And the captain is just like, listen, I see that you guys are having some sort of a food-based beef. Or maybe a pasta, whatever. I don't know if the sauce had meat in it. But, they don't fucking care. So, like, you're the best, and you're the best, so be adults. And then she just, like, fucking fuck off of my ready room. And so they have to leave. And let me tell you what, Neelix is the fucking sassiest.
Well, he's
First
like,
half of this episode, Neelix is just like, Tom Paris is clearly trying to steal my lady, maybe stab this guy in his sleep.
I mean, this is
You know?
like the end of a several episode long story arc that's been building.
Yeah,
That
where
is-
like Tom
that
Paris is...
Neelix being jealous of the proximity of Paris and Kes.
the doctor and Kes. I mean,
yeah.
Neelix has been a bit hot with the jealousy as of late, and Paris is just like smarmy, sexy Paris, being friendly with the ladies, just like. Oh,
But like
yeah,
specifically
friends,
Neelix's
whatever,
lady, and it was right after Neelix
Well, this is several episodes
decided
after
to be a
the
father,
baby
and then
episode,
Kes
yeah.
said she didn't want
Yeah.
to have kids, but also then maybe they got out of that electromagnetic storm, so she wasn't like in heat or whatever you want to call it.
Space heat.
Space heat. So like this has been coming for a little while, and this was a really rewarding episode to watch.
It was.
Because in the
It really
beginning, they're both taking pot shots at each other and bars.
Being very sassy. Neelix is just being like, oh, I bet. Blah, 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 blah. And of course, it's funny because this episode really starts with Tom being like, oh, I'm just friends, and then going to Kim's quarters and being like, okay, Kim, maybe I'm falling in love with Kes, and Kim is like, what the fuck?
He's
And
like,
man,
that's not okay.
we all know that she's dating Neelix. What is happening? And he's like, no, I'm not gonna do anything about it. I'm just like, I'm like catching the fifis and whatnot. And then a fight happens, and then they get stuck on a shuttlecraft together, trying to go down to this planet.
Yeah.
And
so they're on this planet,
That doesn't
and they're
work out,
trying to find food
Yeah.
because the Voyager is way far
long
away
range
from...
sensors detected like proteins and amino acids in the atmosphere, generally indicative of there being plant life on the surface of a planet. And it wasn't. It was just the smoke is like a little proteiny and amino acidy, and it makes your skin itch. But we got a spray for that. I think that's just aloe vera.
I mean, maybe that's possible.
It's just space aloe vera.
Aloe vera.
Clean that right up that
And they end up
rash.
going into a cave to like wait out the night or whatever because they can't like talk to Voyager.
Well, they crash the shuttle, and so they can either stay in a shuttle with leaking atmosphere or go to a cave and pile some rocks so the atmosphere doesn't come in. It's not really how atmosphere works, but that's fine. And then the rest of the story unfolds. However, we are going to take a small aside. So while...
Maybe not a small one.
I'm going to try. So while we were watching the episode, there's a scene where they're sitting around and they're like they like stack some rocks. And then they phaser these rocks for about 1.5 seconds to maybe 1.25 seconds each and heat that rock to red glowing. And I was just like, okay, let's see if I can do some back of the envelope shitty internet college dropout math on the energy output of these phasers. And I believe I found that if you were to convert Celsius per second, first of all, into horsepower, it's 775 horsepower, but I don't know that that actually makes any sense, right? That was just like one of those like weird aside tangents within a tangent that I did while I was internet researching this. But it appears that a phaser is outputting something on the order of like 2 million BTU. Which is like a lot. So, like an insane amount. I mean, really think about, this is a regular rock. I'm gonna shoot it for a second with a phaser. Now it is a red hot glowing rock. That phaser is outputting a fucking mathematically nuts amount of energy. I think the math supports that it's on the order of like several megatons of energy, but like, converting from kilowatt...
Like a nuclear bomb.
Like a nuclear bomb, yeah. And I don't know that that's technically right, because I have to convert from like thermal seconds into kilowatt hours backwards into megatons, and I don't know that you can actually do that correctly. It's been a long time since I dropped out of college. I am a drinker and a nerd.
So he learned that it's basically a small concentrated beam of energy that is equivalent to a multi-megaton nuclear bomb, or the horsepower of what?
So by relative comparison, and again, I don't technically know, because you have to sometimes take time into constraint and sometimes not, and like a greater person than me at this math should correct me below. But if I did the math right, it was like 775 horsepower, which is equivalent to a 2021, one of the things that I was looking at, I was like, how much horsepower is that? A supercharged, like super custom 2021 Mustang GT 500 outputs something in the order of like 750 horsepower. And I don't even know if that's accurate, but I watched a couple of YouTube videos where motherfuckers were getting that reading on a dyno. So that's probably how much horsepower? But horsepower doesn't take into account time, and it's hard to convert like thermal energy into kinetic energy. Whatever. Listen, it's a lot, and it makes no fucking sense. What the TLDR of this is that phaser hot enough to heat rock in a room in a couple of seconds to red hot glowing. Also, maybe phaser that you turn on, everybody in the room bursts into flame.
Or maybe it's a phaser that
all
you turn
the
on
oxygen
and a tiny car just...
Or all the oxygen in the room is immediately consumed by the thermal energy, and that's called a thermobaric bomb. If I remember correctly, based on some other stuff that I've seen, it rips your lungs out of your fucking head. So that's not great. But whatever, that's Star Trek shenanigans.
Yeah.
Right?
Meanwhile, he's doing this, and I was putting away laundry.
Yeah, she was putting away laundry, and I was doing back of the envelope nuclear.
Both very important pieces of watching a Star Trek episode.
So, they're in a cave, they detect some life signs, they go to see those life signs, come to find out it's an egg. Like all scientists, they think the appropriate place for a face is very close to an egg, but don't worry, this egg was just full of a very small dinosaur.
It's not just scientists, it's also explorers. Any explorer,
I mean, explorers
you
is
see
a
an
scientist
egg,
with
your
less education,
first
right?
thing is, especially if the egg is shaking like it's about ready to hatch, you're just gonna get all up in that.
What's this hole? I'm gonna put my face real fucking close to this hole. Yeah, well, we all know how that works, right? Airports. Nah, that's not appropriate. So whatever, it's like a lizard baby. But then the lizard baby's cold because whatever. And so Neelix wraps it in his coat or whatever, and come to find out the atmosphere is like the food that the lizard baby eats. We also found out that reptiles do, in fact, shiver, but only like large ones and only under very specific circumstances.
Yeah.
But so, whatever, they're like, alright, we gotta get out of here. So they go outside to let the lizard baby eat the air, or whatever. And Voyager flies down into the atmosphere. That shit got attacked by like some asshole vessel that doesn't want to respond to hails. And so Voyager's like, fuck it, we're just gonna go down there. So they go down there, and they're like, Tom Paris, can you hear us? And Tom's like, yeah, get us the fuck out of here. And Neelix is like, hold on. You gotta take care of this baby. And Paris is like, fuck. Okay, give us some time. And Kim is like, you have a minute and 45 seconds, and then we're transporting you. So they wait for a lizard person to come collect the baby and screech at them a little bit. They get transported away. Neelix and Paris have a little heart-to-heart on the planet where Neelix is like, I'm super jealous, I'm bullshit. And Paris is like, I'm not a bad person anymore. Like, I definitely have feelings for Kes, but like, I'm not gonna act on those, I'm a good guy now. So we're cool, and Neelix is like, we're cool. They do one of these, and then they decide to drink bird wine made out of the secretions of a bird's gland in celebration of their new friendship or something. Listen,
very rare and expensive bird wine.
TLDR on Neelix's cooking is maybe don't eat the fucking stuff that he's serving.
Or maybe do. I would eat his food.
I mean, I'm gonna eat it, but I'm also very aware that it might be like baby brains or something.
I mean,
Neelix's food is very questionable.
It is very questionable.
So, real quickly, what's your best bit on this episode?
Ooh, boy. It's kind of a tough one, but like, oh man, what is my best bit?
No, I'll tell you my best bit.
Yeah, tell me yours.
My best bit for this episode is not the phasering those rocks, although I did a lot of math about those. Not great math, obviously, but math. No, my best bit on that is when the shuttle is crashing. And the guy holding the camera is having like several grand mal seizures at the same time. He's shaking the camera so hard, and so he's just like, ah! Right? And the scene is just like blurry 8-pixel nonsense because Voyager hasn't been updated to HD yet, right? Because of all the CGI that would need to be done, and so it's just like blurry stuff. And Paris is just like, we gotta do this thing, but he's still kind of sassy, and Neelix is still kind of sassy trying to do a thing, and then they just fucking crash. It's so great. It's like, hey, remember when Janeway said you're the best pilot and he's the best guy, and that's why we're sending you? Well, I mean, if they send somebody else, they'd all be dead. So I guess Janeway was right. You should listen to Janeway more. Yeah. Also, Janeway's hairdo in this one was pretty fantastic. She had her hair down this time. My favorite thing to talk about is her hair. In some scenes, it makes her look more playful. In some scenes, it makes her look more dignified and older. But either way, I fucking love Janeway, so I fully support all of her hairdos. Yeah.
I think my best bit is when Neelix and Paris are having a heart-to-heart. And Paris, like, very specifically, Paris is like, yeah, you know, I mean, Kes is just, like, so great, like, if you weren't there, like, I wouldn't be the only one, like, knocking down her door trying to date her, like, and Neelix was like, there's others?
Yeah, and Paris full ass does not even respond to that. He just goes to the next thing. He's like, remember that next thing? We're gonna do that next thing.
Yeah,
and then he just does that.
That was pretty good.
It was very good.
It was
yeah, it was very good. But either way, I have been John Walker. This has been White. This is Star Trek Thursday. We watched Season 2, Episode 7 of Star Trek Voyager. It is called Parturition.
The word that we learned and then promptly forgot.
Yeah, that's fine. And don't forget to like this video, comment below, share, subscribe, ring the bell, do all that kind of stuff. And we will catch you guys next Thursday for more Star Trek. Let's see how far we get. We'll probably finish Season 2 this week, but at this point in time, there's no way to know.
Who knows?
Yeah. Sometimes we watch a bunch of Voyager, sometimes we forget to watch Voyager, and we're just watching YouTube videos. So, you know, that kind of stuff happens. But we'll catch you
Thank you for watching our YouTube video.
Yeah.
And we'll catch you guys later.
Other people's problems.